Hey y'all, Sarah Luhu here, and we are back again with Danganronpa 2! So last time, things got super weird and kind of awesome. Okay, so I'm going to try to explain this best I can, but things got super weird. Like, really, really weird, so it's probably not going to make sense or be cohesive in the slightest. So, we dealt with the aftermath of Chiaki's death by staying in our room and moping all day, while the Monokuma timer bomb thing reached 0, but when it got to 0, it didn't explode, the world just kind of got weird, and we started seeing the ghosts of dead people, and after we saw the ghosts of dead people, they led us to the ancient ruins and gave us the password to get into the ruins, which was 11037, which is Leon, and we got into the ruins and we found this awesome epic trial ground thing, but then I don't know, our mind collapsed a bit more and we went into a flashback of somebody who we do not know who it is, and whoever that person was talking with Nagi about going to the island that we are currently, well, not currently, on. And Nagi apparently cut off Junko's hand and sewed it to his own arm, so that's fucking nuts. I didn't notice that before, but I guess that was a thing. And, yeah, then after that flashback ended, we woke up here in Hope's Peak motherfucking Academy. And I think Monokuma is holding us hostage against the previous game's people. Because he's talking about we're just like side characters and we're there to get the main cast to appear. I think the main cast is the main cast from the previous game. Okay, hopefully all that makes sense. But yeah, so here we are now. We have to go and research to figure out what the fuck is going on. Oh my goodness. What I think is going on right now is that, like, whatever device that they use to wipe our memory is malfunctioning, and well, that doesn't even make sense than how we got into Hope's Peak Academy. I think we're inside the ancient ruins with the Hope's Peak Academy thing. It's just I don't know. It has to be malfunctioning somehow, because how else are we seeing the, like, dead of the past people, you know? Anywho, my brain is breaking in two, so let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, so somehow I had a bad feeling about this.
Hey!
Like, he kept insisting that this place is Hope's Peak Academy. Well, it is. But that's impossible, right?
What are you saying?
How do we make it back to Hope's Peak Academy with a tropical island, from a tropical island in the first place? It's impossible.
It cannot be.
There is no place for Hope's Peak Academy to exist on Jabberwock Island, except inside the giant fucking ancient ruin that looks like Hope's Peak Academy. I said I wanted to go back, but I don't want to go back to a creepy place like this. Haji, what does this mean? I don't know! So many things I don't understand have happened on the island. This building is really Hope's Peak Academy? I fucking guess so! Ah, such a beautiful structure. This is the Hope's Peak Academy I've been admiring for so long. What in the world is going on? Damn it, why is this happening? Why what? I was finally able to attend Hope's Peak Academy. I finally thought I'd become confident in myself. Even so, I wanted to become Hope? Is that what you're thinking? Just stop it. Listen carefully. The only human worthy of becoming Hope possess the only humans worthy of becoming Hope possess amazing talents and a strong will. And the moment you're born into this world, you either have that or you don't. It had nothing to do with your effort. You must be chosen by Hope to become Despair. Wait, become Hope? Wait. Dang it, I'm screwing up my own dialogue. You must be chosen by Hope to become Hope. That's why it's not even worth admiring. Or were you so blinded by your admiration for Hope's Peak Academy that you couldn't even see that? Yeah. You're just some nobody from the reserve course who's never had a talent to begin with. A nobody who forgot he was a nobody, that's all. If I really am a nobody, then you should have just left me alone. Why drag me along on this crazy-ass trip? Why do I have to go through something like this? Haji, did something happen? Yeah, no, I'm just having an existential crisis, so now's not the time to zone out. Yeah, you're right, sorry, it's nothing. I don't really get it, but is that all?
I'm gonna die!
As long as I don't beat the crap out of Monokuma, nothing's going to be solved? Is that what it means?
Hey.
Probably not. Just what the heck is Monokuma anyway? He's not a part of the Future Foundation, right? Correct. I think the Future Foundation might be the good guys here.
If you say that, then what is the Future Foundation?
Jeez.
Even though Chiaki and Monomi are gone, our situation hasn't changed a bit, which means the Future Foundation was our enemy. That's the only thing I could think of.
You serious?
So they're not Worldender? Then we really were tricked by Monokuma. And you guys were dicks to Monomi that entire time because of it.
However, the Future Foundation is responsible for trapping us on the island, right? Regarding that matter, I believe Monomi never once denied that.
Damn it.
Even if there are allies, they might not just be allies. Maybe Monokuma's telling us to investigate that information on our own. Yeah, he did say there's stuff we could go check out. Chiaki said she could not betray the Future Foundation. But if she were still alive, she definitely would have helped us. No, even her just being with us would have been a big help. She would have been a comforting presence. So, what should we do?
Damn it.
Well, that's obvious. If we're gonna get out of here safely, we have to do that graduation exam, right? But question is, what is the graduation exam?
So annoying.
Graduation exam, huh? I'm not really good at taking exams. Well, I guess it's better than people dying.
Jeez.
You know, unless it's like last person standing kind of graduation exam, but, you know. Monokuma said something about a field trip, right? Is he telling us to investigate like we have been?
Alright!
Alright, I'm gonna do it. Well, let's do it. Yeah! That's the spirit,
Right.
Minimaru. Yeah, we might be able to learn about something about Hope's Peak Academy. About ourselves. I don't care if we don't know anymore. If we can just go back to our normal lives, I'm fine. That part of your life is over, Kazuichi. Move on.
Hey!
Hey, we can go home when this is over, right? We can finally get off this damn island, right? No, no, darling. If that's the case, let's all leave this island alive by any means.
Of course!
Hell yes!
I love you, Sonia. At least we still have her. He's right. Now's not the time to bemoan how unlucky I am. Where this place really is, what's happened to Hope's Peak Academy, none of that matters. What's important is, I need to leave this island with the others. We sacrificed so many lives in order to survive, just so we could do that. There's no way we could stop now. But was our blood sacrifice enough? Monokuma should already know that's what we're thinking. So why did he say that? We have to decide on our own whether or not we want to leave Jabberwock Island? He should already know that we never choose to stay on the island. You know, unless the entire world was destroyed on the outside. So, what are we gonna do? Can we start already? But what are we even looking for? Do we just have to investigate this weird-ass building?
Even so.
I don't think we'll find the answers to all our questions inside this damn building. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead for now.
Whoa!
Hey, you're already going?
Jeez.
What is that idiot faking running ahead without being cautious?
Man.
She obviously isn't thinking about anything.
However,
It will be fine. There will no longer be any situations where we must exchange each other's lives.
alright!
So we should do our best as well. Like they said, it is not scary if everyone stops at a green light.
If we stopped at a green light, we'd never reach our goal.
Jeez.
Then what do we do with the red lights? Akane already took off on her own. It might be faster if we split up and look around too. Like Sonia said, if there's no more killing, we don't have to worry about anyone betraying us anymore. Then let's go. Let's get this over with and go home.
Later.
Plus, we're like the best of the best, you know, least murdering. Apparently. Hopefully. Please don't let anybody murder anybody. I can't take any more of this. I'll go on ahead. I'll see you guys later. With those brief words, Fufu left the gym.
Excuse me.
I shall do my best to obtain a wonderful clue that will be useful to everyone. Now then, please excuse me.
Sonia took a deep bow, then left the gymnasium.
Oh
Miss Sonia!
Sonia!
Miss Sonia, please don't leave me. I'll be in danger if I'm left alone. Kazuichi chased after Sonia, who had just departed and left the gymnasium. It's never gonna happen, Kazu. Never. I should hurry and start too. Just a bit more. Just a bit more and it's going to end. I can escape this nightmare and return to my usual peaceful everyday life. The only thing we can do is advance toward that hope. Even though I don't understand and that a lot of horrifying things keep happening. For the sake of everyone who couldn't make it this far, I'm definitely going to go home. Investigation! Sweet. The only thing that's kind of bumming me out is because, like, whoa. That was odd. I'm, like, pretty certain that-
There's another Monokuma doll!
What?
I knew you could do it.
Well, I have a new goal in life. Fuck the investigation, let's go find us some Monokuma dolls. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm kind of bummed out. Because I'm pretty certain the what? It's happening again. Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. Is this Monokuma's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. But I'm not gonna fall for his trap. There's no way this will make me back down. That's what you say, buddy, but weird. Dude, so much glitching going on. Now what was I talking about? Oh yes, I'm kind of bummed out because I'm pretty certain the whole thing we're going to be investigating is, oh, the world did in fact end, blah blah blah, but I mean, we already kind of went over that with the last one, so, you know, last game in general / beginning of this game, so it's just kind of like, eh.
This hallway, there is a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
Is it just me?
Nope, I think this is probably like the extent of our memories. Are we like Assassin's Creeding this crap? You know, it's like, oh, you can always stay within your memory zone, blah 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 blah. That thing. Okay, that's blocked. Ooh, that looks interesting. We'll be back for you. You are the biolab where dead bodies lie, right? Oh, wait, are you even open? No, you're not even open. Well, fuck this lab. But seriously, Matrix Walls, you are awesome. Huh. Probably nothing. Let's see, what was I after? Closed. Seriously, the only place we can investigate is the soccer garden? The dojo? Dojo! Well, this still looks normal, at least. Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of the building to make sense. That looks interesting. It's a book! Huh? What's this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons, A History of Hope's Peak Academy by Monokuma. Perfect. Why is a manga with such a suspicious-looking title laying out in the open like this for you to discover, of course? Let's start with a history, first class.
Hey,
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then what's the first, you ask? Possibly a musical. That depends on the person. So, just as I thought, Monokuma made this. That totally explains how suspicious it looks. I mean, it did say written by Monokuma Haji, I'm just saying. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. Well, doesn't it look cutesy? I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. You know, all this information that we didn't know. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it's also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research of talent. So they decide to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department, who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the reserve department. The expenses and exam fees for the reserve department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The great tragedy that destroyed the world, I'm assuming. The incident that triggered the tragedy. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I'm sorry, guys, but honestly, I'm getting a little tired of the repetitiveness of hearing about this goddamn tragedy. I want more information, damn it! That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident, and it was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Well, that's not true at all. We know that they didn't shut down, that there was like a killing spree that happened inside of the school, and that the principal gathered the remaining surviving students and was all like, I gotta protect you guys, and you guys gonna live out your lives here and build these plates on walls and stuff, and yeah. And that's when the Killing School game started, right? Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that suddenly cancelled in the middle of its run. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of the manga, the tragedy, and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right? Wrong! This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but now it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The reserve department! That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those reserve corps students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird. Oh, you're here again. Great. Welcome to the party, Monokuma. The thing that's weird is you, of course, huh?
Hey!
Why, did you forget you were part of the reserve department? Nope, no one lets me. The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that, too. Well, what do you want me to say, man?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those reserve corps students, to make you feel more included, probably.
I got it!
Or you willingly sealed those memories yourself, huh? You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory of what happened. I don't think so. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not
Come
it.
on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a reserve corps student. Damn it, what the heck? Everybody's always beating on me for being a talentless schmuck. Reserve department has been added to the truth board section of your handbook. Any Monokuma dolls in here? There has to be one. Somewhere. Come on, there has to be one. Armor and a helmet. Did the map developers design this to reflect the Japanese dojo? I've already seen all this crap. Lockers. There are a bunch of wooden lockers here. Each of them has a traditional looking woodblock key sticking out of them. I guess they're just for show. There's nothing in particular that looks like a clue. And, our target range? That target seems pretty far away. If the production team had had more time, there could have been a minigame here. Wait, what am I saying? Breaking the fourth wall there, Haji. Alright, I guess there's nothing else out here. Well, I guess I can look at the cherry blossom trees. The cherry tree is proudly displaying its full blossoms. The falling petals add to the elegance of the scene. If Hiyoko and Pekka were here, it would have looked truly picturesque. For their sakes as well, I will definitely go home. Alright, well, let's go home then. Leave the area. Yeah. Oh. We still have more that we can access. Well, that's the dojo. We were just there. And you're not open to us, right? Did I miss something back here? Oh, there's a soda. Where's Sonia, Soda?
What's going on?
This hallway, it's kind of creepy. I can't go to places that I should be able to go to. It's like some rules being enforced for no reason. It's like there's an invisible wall or something.
Yeah, Sonia pointed that out too. I'm kind of getting a little suspicious about this. Oh look, this classroom unlocked. Like, I don't know. This is kind of the thing that has me thinking, because, like, this is clearly supposed to be reminiscent of, like, Matrix style. I don't know what you would call that. That whole, you know, cascade thing from the movie. But I don't know. Is it? Like, I would think it could just be our, you know, memory thing breaking down, but then we're seeing all these glitches all over the place and people's dialogue text is going into numbers and stuff. Like, I'm wondering if maybe we could be in the Matrix. That would be really crazy, but like, it would explain a lot of this stuff. I don't know. Plus, you know, the actual physical limiting of things. Assassin's Creed and the Matrix all combined into Danganronpa 2. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Look at our book. This is another manga. It's lying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, huh? Wasn't the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in that other manga too? That's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt in. It was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident? Well, let's try. Is that our awesome principal? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Izuri Kamikura. Kamikura? Nah. Izuri was a genius known as the Symbol of Hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all of their resources to develop him. Oh, I was thinking that might have been Mumu for a moment for some reason, because I couldn't remember Mumu's name. But, okay. Supposedly, Zuru was a genius among geniuses, and possessed various talents. Wielding a superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the Ultimate Hope. Well, this is actually something new, isn't it? I don't think we've met this character, have we? To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. My goodness. But, you know what? I'm calling him Izzy. But Izzy, who was known as the Symbol of Hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy Student Council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izzy! However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izzy's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. Would that be Junko? That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of the Reserve Corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. And the uprising began. Were you part of an uprising, Haji? And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, the incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. We're excited, Danganronpa 0. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Okay, so let me get this straight. You had some asshole who the Academy called the Ultimate Hope, who's called Izzy, who just slaughtered a bunch of students, and the Reserve Corps students, upon hearing about that, was all like, oh, he killed a bunch of people? Let's all do that too! Wonderful. Wonderful, guys. Great. Brilliant minds there. Haji, I really hope you weren't a part of that, dude. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy. Far more, buddy.
What irony for a genius known as the Ultimate Hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Damn it, he always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But Ultimate Hope. Nagi mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagi said was the true meaning of hope. But for Izzy, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department! Yeah, who just went on an uprising and slaughtered a bunch of people. Let's talk about that. Here it's that the Reserve Corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that, you know, other than apparently hearing about murder. And that was strike murder in you, apparently. Obtain Truth Bullet, yeah! Truth of Hope's Peak Academy has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. So we are building up for another trial. I should have probably figured that out when we got the first Truth Bullet, but for some reason it just hit me now. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's the other student that isn't Izzy? A certain student who secretly used that incident to their advantage. Who is that? Could it be a Junko? I think it's a Junko. This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. I guess. Not really. I mean, they're kind of answering things, but, you know, it's whatever, dude. Come on, where are all the Monokuma dolls? Gotta be some more around here, right? Well, I don't see any in here. Let's go. And I'm just gonna have a sip of water real quick. Ah, delicious, delicious water. Okay, let's see. What else could be unlocked? Okay, I think that's just cemented closed. Could this be unlocked? Biolab? Biolab! My favorite place. Biolab, where all dead bodies are. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. Monokuma doll! What the hell is with this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something, or more. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. Indeed. Monokuma doll, Monokuma doll. So that's 3 more left then, right? Yep. Got all those wonderful points. Hopefully those will get us some gifts for when we do our, what is it, school mode, right? After this, anywho, let's look at this thing. That looks interesting. There's another manga just laying around here. This time, the title is Manga from Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was that incident really all about? It might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped that I was right. Let's see how lame it really is. Can we... Okay, that took a moment. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Probably. Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger.
At first, the uprising by the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope Speak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. I'm just now thinking, is there any point to the different styles between each of the mangas? Like, is that going to come into play? I don't know. Okay, the movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and the various people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then, it was too late. The end and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. What a wonderful cycle of events. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to a more uncivilized times, when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. Hunger Games delicious. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'etats began occurring across the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Just chaos. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? Through pure stupidity, I'm guessing. The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope Speak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope Speak Academy talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This is definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? Oh, horrible things, I guarantee it. My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant, all destroyed. What happened to them?
No way!
Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you?
Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy.
Enough, this is a messed up manga.
I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you not to remember that, such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though, thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains.
This incident really happened, and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible.
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real. Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world.
I see, so that's how it is. That's what he meant when he said at the beginning.
Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate, but on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here.
He's trying to make us feel despair towards the outside world, so we'll want to stay on the island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope, just like now. Perhaps no, that's definitely it. Yay, we have changed the truth bullet of the tragedy. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this ultimate despair group? That would be Monokuma's guys, people, Junko and them. If they're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to destruction, are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. But if they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they're called Ultimates. Then are the killings were involved and connected to them as well? It's no use. I'm going to freeze to death. I'm at my limit. I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Let's see. Whew, that was close. I nearly froze to death. So where should I go next? Ain't that the question, buddy? I was just thinking of something, but his sudden departure just made it slip from my mind. What was I thinking about? It was something to do with... Oh yeah, I was just going to comment on, like, I don't know. I'm sorry, but really, guys, the whole, okay. So I could kind of get behind, some super secret ancient organization, the Ultimate Despair destroying the world in the, last game and all that, because it was kind of big and mysterious and crap, but I don't know. The fact that it's all like, oh, it was high school students who started this movement and convinced people all over the world to lose their shit. I don't know. I feel like that's a bit of a letdown. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty cynical this episode. 5B. What was in this one? Is this one of the destroyed rooms? No, it's not. Oh, it's a Fufu. And a Monokuma? No, I should ignore it. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see him. Are you really a Monokuma or are you a Monokuma doll?
Hiya!
Why, hello, Haji. I hope you're doing pleasingly well. Aren't you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right? What are you doing here? Did I accidentally activate a thing? Because I wanted to talk to Fufu. What are you doing here?
No.
Well, there was another thing I needed to tell you on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth? You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place. A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What did you need to tell me? It's about that key piece of information you've been waiting so long for. Surprise! It's about the Ultimate Despair. Wow, so shocking. Huh? Ahem. Even though the term Ultimate Despair refers to a group these days,
Actually,
it was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive by the name of Junko. A high school girl?
yes indeed.
Lady Junko Inoshima. Junko Inoshima.
Hey,
As the former Ultimate Despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the Ultimate Despairs. Really, I just kind of found her exhausting. There was one really horrible person in that group.
Don't fuck with
Oh,
me!
hold on a sec. I don't know what the Ultimate Despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl. Yeah, this is what I was questioning earlier. Thank you, Fufu.
Unbelievable.
Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? And there's nothing strange about it. Oh dear. 1 second. Sorry about that random coughing fit. Yeah, nothing strange about it at all, man.
That holds true for Lady Junko. I mean, usually cults are kind of on a smaller scale than, worldwide, but it's whatever. That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power. Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place. So, she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat.
Huh?
Then, what was their purpose? What? Like I said, why did they caused that incident? It doesn't even make sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without any purpose.
Hey,
It was Junko Inoshima's despair.
Huh?
For Junko Inoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko as Junko. What are you saying? I'm a stuffed plushie, Haji. Haji is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko is full of so much despair that she's truly helpless. Living, dying, eating, loving, for her, everything is despair.
What the hell?
With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea had been slammed right into their minds. And so, the ultimate despairs, who had been recruited, became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko. Like believers making offerings to their god. Like a mother providing food to her children. They dedicated all despair so they could... Wait. My brain just malfunctioned. They dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Inoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. Ugh. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something they had to do.
There's no way something that crazy is possible.
Do you know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy at Hope's Peak Academy slaughter?
The final
in
days?
other words,
Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history.
Hey, what do you mean final days? What happened to the reserve department? Oh, the slaughter!
of course.
They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so, the 2,357 students at the reserve department all committed mass suicide.
Was it really mass suicide? Because some of that looked like a war zone, dude. I think there was a bit of a murder going on. Mass suicide.
What'd you say?
All 2,357 students?
Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded.
One person was excluded, huh? Is that me? It appears so, Haji. Congratulations for keeping your wits about you, buddy.
Damn it!
I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate Despair or Junko Inoshima? It doesn't scare me at all. I mean,
Bastard!
Junko Inoshima is already dead.
Huh? Foo-foo, do you got some memories you'd like to share, buddy?
Ultimate Despair has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Just look at that shit-eating grin of hers. Really makes you reminisce, doesn't it? Reserve Department has been updated in your Truth Bullets. Alright, what do you want to share with us, Fufu? Just going to take a little peek-see around for any more Monokuma dolls? Apparently not. Alright, talk away, Fufu, talk away. Hey, Fufu, is it true what you said? Junko is really dead?
Huh?
What? Didn't you see? There was a book called Manga for Morons, Killing School Life in that bloody classroom. A bloody classroom? No, wait. What was that you said about the Killing School Life? Like the killings we were involved in, they were killings that happened at Hope's Peak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. The Killing School Life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy. Praise them, for they are glorious. For a manga about the Killing School Life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed Killing School Life was Junko Inoshima. Okay, so he did gain his memories back. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko is dead. Right?
Like,
Right? It turns out that killing a school life was part of that whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Peak Academy, and she took away their memories. That's just like us. Apparently, the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing?
so.
The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. But that messed up plan was stopped. Junko Inashima failed. Junko lost to the student she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by despair she created, she took her own life. Then Junko is no more? Monokuma, why are you so fucking sad about this? No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason for fear reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter. I mean, we watched her execution in the last game, but I mean, I guess that could have been fate, right? Because she, like, the last thing that we saw happen to her was getting crushed by the thing that was supposed to crush Makoto in the first game. But Makoto survived that because Alter Ego halted the machine, but I mean, she could have still faked it, I guess. Because I don't like how quiet he's being. Like, I was just assuming sentient Monokuma, but fuck, what if she's alive, dude? Whether Monica, it would be kind of lame, actually. I don't think I would like that if she was actually alive. I don't know, I just feel like we're getting really repetitive with some of this stuff. Anywho, whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter. Junko isn't alive anymore. Then, who is our enemy? If Junko is already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Maybe. Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings were involved in resemble to... Do you mean to resemble? Oh, no. No, I misread. I mean, the killings were involved in resemble that killing school life. Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but imitation is just that, an imitation.
No shit.
If the students from Hope's Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake. But if this is really an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? Are they broadcasting? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island, are they broadcasting to somewhere just like the surveillance cameras during the Killing School Life? Must be. Killing School Life has been added to the Truth Booth section of your handbook. And Ultimate Despair has been updated in your handbook. Check the Truth Booths to review it. Everything? Man, Haji, you totally know about that story, huh? What, do you have a problem with that? Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took the time to
What
draw
are you
it.
gonna do?
Oh, well, I'll just raise the flag. Flag? What do you mean, raise the flag? What's going to happen if you do that?
Ooh,
One step
how
at a time. You're getting
exciting.
closer to clearing my character route. You're not making sense again.
Well now.
Now then, I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. I'll raise the flags like crazy. Okay, you do that, Monokuma. In the meantime, we are going to end the episode for today because we are out of time. Honestly, like, we got some small tidbits, like the Izzy character and the Ultimate Hope and all that. I mean, it doesn't... Maybe... I don't know. I don't see how exactly you can be the Ultimate Hope by, like, killing a bunch of people, but maybe there was an ulterior motive behind it. Especially seeing as it spawned all that despair, but whatever. This seems like Nagi's kind of philosophy thing, right? But, yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of not too jazzed about this episode, because, again, it's just, like, repeating a lot of stuff that we've already been over. And I guess they kind of need to recap, the first game and everything, because I assume there was, you know, a decent span of time between this one and Danganronpa 1 and Danganronpa 2, so I guess they do need to recap to a certain degree, but, like, you know, with me playing it back-to-back, it's just a little exhausting hearing it every single time. And yeah, it's just kind of getting on my nerves a little. Let's see, what else? I don't know. Like, I don't know what to think about when we step out into the hallway. Like, because it does seem like all weird and glitchy. Like, maybe we are in a Matrix-like scenario. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe when we stepped inside the ancient ruin, it was like a virtual reality area. Could that be what it was? Or wait. No, things started glitching out before that. They started glitching all the way back at the cottage, didn't they? Maybe it has something to do with the timer device then. A little Monokuma's little countdown thing. But what could he have done with that to make us see all this crap? I don't know, I definitely think we're in some kind of virtual reality with all the glitching stuff that's been going on, but... is it from whatever wiped our memory? Or something else? I'm not entirely sure. But I guess we'll find out in the next episode. So, until then, like and subscribe if you want to, and thank you for watching.